I was born in Germany, in East Germany. I grew up in communist Germany for 16 years. I was 16 years old when the wall came down. And Angelika is from Mexico. She grew up near Mexico City, in the foothills of these high volcanoes, Iztaccíhuatl and Popocatépetl. And we met in Scotland, in Edinburgh, at a festival.
He was coming as an actor there with a group of theater. And I was coming with my friends and my instruments to do a little street music. There was already chemistry happening.
I was quick fallen for her. And so I came up with organizing a concert in Germany for her as an excuse to invite her to Germany.
Yeah, the story starts right there. It was, of course, a big challenge to weave our lives together, because I had a life in Mexico, he had a life in Germany, and it was a big question, how are we going to do this now? We did try to meet, and sometimes we had gaps of 2 months, 3 months, and then he came to Mexico for a little while. Then we again had gaps, and everybody had to save money. Then I came to Germany, and we both joined each other's lives as best as we could.
After, I would say, maybe 2 years, it was like, okay, what is this all about, this relationship? How can this work? You know, how can we get the two worlds together? And we decided to let everything go and travel to Spain, to Barcelona, and play street music in Barcelona. And we stayed there maybe 2 months and played every day on the streets to have something which would connect us. And we felt really great about this, having the music, kind of speaking a language like a third identity which would connect us, which would connect the two cultures. And after this, basically, I decided to leave Germany. So I jumped into a completely new adventure, traveled to Mexico, moved to Mexico, left my old life behind, learned Spanish. Music has been in my life when I was younger. I think I started to play guitar in the first place to impress a girl when I was 14. But then I got deeper into it in the last years of East Germany by using music to express certain things you couldn't say just freely, and to show my rebellion against the system. So I was playing in punk bands at the time. And then I changed my path. I dropped music for a long time and I became an actor. I studied acting in Berlin. I played in theater performances, in my first movies before I met Angelika. And then I chose music again because it was available and it was something which I could do completely freely, independent from any contractor. I didn't need to be employed somewhere. I didn't need to be hired. I didn't need to go to castings anymore. I could just sit on the street and I could play music, and somebody would throw a coin and I would have something to eat and I would have a coffee. And this was an experience for me which said, wow, I'm free. I'm completely free. With music, I'm free. I can do what I want and I don't need anyone. I can play anytime and I can find my listeners.
In the first place, when I met him, I already had a little musical project myself, which was called Mirabai, which is a saint in India who lived 500 years ago. And this name came very simply when I was taking a Odissi dance workshop. Odissi dance is this Indian dance. You make storytelling with your hands and your gestures. And we were into that, me and my sister, and this teacher from India came, and we did a very strong, challenging workshop. And at some point I hurt my back, so I couldn't dance anymore. And so I was sitting there, and I knew the songs to the dances, so I was sitting there with the tambura, chanting. And then he started calling me Mirabai, because Mirabai is in many paintings. She wrote many poems, and she's in paintings, and he said I look like her. My little project already had that name, and then when Markus and me created a project together, we were like, okay, Mirabai is nice, but there's an extra element now, so we need something to counterpart it. And then we were looking, Mirabai this, Mirabai that, and we were just going through many, many names. And then we bumped into Ceiba, which is a tree that grows very tall in Mexico and South America. It's a beautiful tree, and it has these thorns, big thorns, and that's the name of that tree. And in South America, it has this special meaning that it goes very deep in the earth, and it grows very tall. So it has this connection. And so for us, also as we have grown to the meaning of our name, it's like Mirabai is the feminine poetry, spiritual energy, and the Ceiba is the tree, the roots. He's above, below, around, the joyful leap of silver water. What people once stood here were melted into this holy place. I feel their presence watching, that I might breathe the land like once they did, and slip gently into the beauty that washes over me and over them. A continuous unbroken line of living spirit wisdom transcends the place where silence dwells, transcends the place where silence dwells.
The main message which we wanted to share is what we had experienced ourselves, that music speaks in universal language, and that music can connect cultures beyond words and beyond boundaries, beyond borders. And we felt we wanted to keep going, sharing this message with the audience.
Music is a place where we meet in a way where we're lighter, where we're more transparent, where we can be more ourselves. Even for the minutes where that song lasts or something, it's like there's this room created where we can just let go and fly, or let go and feel very cozy with ourselves, or are very connected to someone. Yeah, it's just like a magical sphere of ourselves, and we all have access to it.
Music starts where we cannot speak anymore, or where words end. When I play music, I carve out these layers in me which I cannot express in words, and I cannot express in my social life. And it's this intimate conversation with the unknown self, which is always there, with the unknown self of my life, or the question about my life. What is it? Why I came here? It is a conversation with myself. And when it touches other people, I open the kind of universal conversation with them.
As a humanity, we have just gone fully into such a disconnection from our origin, from nature, from what we really came here to do. I feel humanity is so lost in that. And if you do dedicate yourself to challenge yourself with creativity, for example, then you give yourself tools to creatively and more from a place of yourself deal with today's world, to have your own stand in this world. Art connects us with our roots, with our origin, and if we all dedicate a little time to art every day, then we will cultivate tools to deal with the crazy today's world that we live in. And I feel this would bring good change into this crazy world.